a lot of people make the mistake of looking at a investment's yield
Mm-hmm.
and getting suckered into a high yield investment.
Yeah.
They see, oh, this yields 10% or 7%. That's really nice. I should be in that investment. I'm here to tell you, most of the time, the story is probably too good to be true.
Right.
If you're really picking investments based on yield,
Mm-hmm.
you're opening yourself up to, I think, a few big risks.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose the listeners here, but I am going to use some math, is the math behind how you calculate an investment's yield. It's very simple. The annual amount that you receive divided by the current price. It's a fraction.
That's it.
So there's two ways you can get a high yield. You can have a really big numerator, that top number, so you can be generating a lot of income.
Right.
The more often, though, the way that I see a high yield investment has gotten that high ratio, that fraction,
Is the denominator sinks.
so low.
Right.
And when you're dividing by a small number, that makes the end result big.
Yeah.
So sure, an investment might pay a lot of money, but if that current price is going down and getting smaller,
Right.
it looks like it's a high yield investment, but are you actually making money? Probably, maybe not.
Right.
If it yields 7 to 10%, but the price drops by more than that, say 15, you lost money.
Right.
And most of the time, there's a reason it has a high yield is the price is going down. It's a riskier investment.
Mm-hmm.
I think another way you can look at is a company's dividend payout ratio.
Right.
It's very important. And I think when you look at it, it's looking for a healthy dividend, a healthy company, because dividends are just payments of companies' earnings. So a company has to be making money to pay it. So what you can do is you can get the percentage. You can take the percentage of the dividends they're paying over their income. You want that number to be low. You want a company to be reinvesting its earnings, its growth, back to growing the business even more, not necessarily paying it all out. So you don't want that number to be 100.
Right.
Most of the time, though, you see in high yield investments, it's a very high percentage, 80, 90, God forbid, and I've seen it, it's over 100, meaning a company is borrowing money to pay their dividend.
Right.
You're basically robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? You're taking on interest and debt to do that. And again, this is all to support a high yield, and people get suckered into that.
Yeah. It's also interesting because when you think about there's some stocks, and we own them, that we've added to the portfolio back in 2014, 2015 timeframe. And the position, if on the day that we added it to a model, and you look at what the price return is today, it's only up 25%, this holding, but it pays a yield of 10%. So sometimes people look at it and they say like, well, I don't have a really big gain on this holding, but it's been stamping out a 10% yield. But then you could also make the argument, you could say like, yeah, but your opportunity cost there was being in a stock that you would expect to be up. I mean, you just be in the SPY and be up 10% on average,
Year over year. Yep.
Right. But you can have an interesting academic and emotional conversation about dividend paying stocks. Like, great, you may feel great that you're getting a 10% yield, but like at what opportunity cost of being in something else? Like, what if instead of getting that, you were in NVIDIA?